Hello and welcome everybody to the 5th episode of Band in the Van podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Katie, and we are Fresh Breath.
We are the band in the van, and there is no Elon Musk visits. There are no visits from anybody who's walked on the moon. It's Katie and myself, and we just discuss the things that are happening in our lives while we tour around in the van. On this episode, we do another clip of celebrity outings.
We do.
What else do we do?
We talk about our New Year's Eve pub crawl via golf cart on South Padre Island.
Yeah, and we also talk about the place where we're shooting this, which is 100 meters from the SpaceX launch pad. We're at Boca Chica in South Texas, and we're going to get to it, so let's get to it.
Band in the Van podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Let's get to it. Let's start the 15-minute timer.
All right.
So first things first. Today we are shooting this podcast at Boca Chica Beach in southern Texas. Now this is the launch site for SpaceX. Going to Mars, it happens 100 meters this way. I will insert a little clip here so you can see what we're talking about. But the drive-in is like the coolest thing.
It's like the worst road ever.
It's really bad. You think with all the money that Elon's got, they'd build this.
But they're working on it. There's a section of it that's new, like closer to Starbase.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's very cool. And the wind is howling out there right now. So like the surf at Boca Chica Beach is like 10, 12 meters just rolling in. Super cool.
Kind of a windy day. So we figured we'd take a drive down here. We, last year, a bunch of people were like, you got to go check it out. And we never made it here. So we thought we would check it off the bucket list.
I get you here. You got a little black spot on you.
Oh, thanks.
There we go. But you want it to be perfect.
But yeah, so we finally made our drive down here, and we were like, you know what, let's shoot the podcast down here.
Why wouldn't we? There's no rules.
Yeah.
Well, like NASA, let's just say that NASA would not let you drive within 50 feet of like the actual rockets. Like we'll end up like scattering shots of like the rockets and the
road is like just right next to everything.
It's so cool. And it's like the reverse view of what you have at like Isla Blanca Park on South Padre Island. So you're looking at like the launch site, but from the launch site you're looking back at the island, and it's like really close. Like it's not far. I think it's like 4 miles or something.
Yeah.
But to get here, you have to drive like way up.
It's like one peninsula to another peninsula, kind of, right?
Yeah. It's very neat. I was like excited, like a little kid coming down here. Everything's named like childish. It's Starbase and like SpaceX and like the launch pad. I don't know. It's very, very neat.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but
it's just so cool. And there's like a whole city here of like mobile homes and like food trucks and like there's just so many people.
There's a lot of construction and like they're building a lot more here. It seems like they're going to be housing a lot more rockets probably.
Yeah, housing rockets.
Housing rockets.
Did you think you would ever say housing rockets?
There's unhoused rockets here. Sorry.
Inappropriate, Katie. Inappropriate. Well, anyways, cheers to a new year, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, we are just very excited to be here and like.
You gotta drink when you cheers.
Cheers. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get this tab in the shot. Even the beers around here, see the little tab?
It's got Texas on it.
It's got Texas on it.
And then the
Lone Star.
Brewed in
Texas. They're very proud down here, and it's kind of amazing.
And we're enjoying our stay.
It doesn't look like it.
We had an epic New Year's Eve. If you've seen or if you've watched our reel that we put out on social media, Facebook and Instagram of us doing a golf cart pub crawl around the island.
It was so much fun.
Josh had the idea. He's like, what do you think about renting a golf cart on New Year's Eve? And I was like, because we have a golf cart at home, right? So I'm always like,
the dog loves it.
she loves it too. But I was always like, oh, we have one at home. Like, we don't need to. But then with New Year's Eve, and there's so many places to go and pub crawl, it was just, I thought it was a great idea. So we did it. Oops, sorry. Smack. And then we got it for like a 24-hour rental, which was great. And then
super affordable. I was expecting it, like when you're down south and you rent like a jet ski or something, it's like $100 an hour, and this was like $90 for 24 hours. So it was like, and we burned $3 worth of gas. We had to return it filled up, which I thought was funny. But yeah, it was $3, so $93 for 24 hours worth of fun. Don't worry about us. Once the sun went down, we put the golf cart away because we were like, it's not. You still can't drive drunk, so don't do that.
And we're pub crawling and having a beer at every place, and there's a lot of places.
Yeah.
But we were drinking Busch Lights, which were all like $1 to $3 range, which is insane. So it's like we spent like, I don't know, minimal amount of money on New Year's Eve.
Our entire New Year's Eve for the whole night of fun was under $200, and we went to like 7 different bars. We ate dinner. That was including
and
dinner.
includes the golf cart rental.
And includes the golf cart rental. It was insane.
Yeah,
like, so much fun.
We had one of the best nights ever. I think
I
a great night.
I think that I've had that much fun on New Year's Eve since I was like 18 years old.
I mean,
thought that all those New Year's Eve like shenanigans and fun and like true chaos and fun was like over. Like I turned 40 this year. I thought like, well, you know, like New Year's is never going to be fun again.
Really for the last few years, we've just been kind of saying like, no, staying home and not doing anything, which I don't mind doing either. Don't get me wrong. I love just hanging out and relaxing, especially on a night like that. You don't want to be driving around at home. It's always just like, it's not a golf cart ride away, right?
Yeah.
So, but this was definitely a different change of pace for us, and we had a lot of fun.
It was super fast paced, and like when beers are $1 and the sun is shining and you're like watching.
It was a nice day.
Where we ate dinner was at Lobo del Mar, and it's on the Laguna Madre side of South Padre Island, and it like I just couldn't get over it. The sun is setting, the beers are $1.
We're like sitting on like a pier with the water right there,
and then dinner came out in 10 minutes, and the bill was $35.
We each had a beer and a full meal. We were in and out in half an hour, which is crazy.
It's insane. You just can't. You can't experience anything like that in Canada, especially right now with the prices being what they are. So, like, I don't know, if you're looking for a cheap getaway and you have a place to stay, like an RV or like a van, like
you don't have to fly, because I know the flights can be expensive. So it's kind of like a calculated thing, but. You know, if you ever find yourself down in South Texas driving around and looking for something to do, highly recommend. Yeah. And we also we took it upon ourselves to work a little bit while we were doing the golf cart pub crawl.
We booked, I don't know, like 15 shows.
We started out like early. It was like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we went to a bar that we had played last year, Rock and Cigar Bar, and we secured every Thursday night for January and February there. And then we went to another bar that we had never been to, but we had kind of emailed with her back and forth, called Coral Reef Lounge. That place
was a fun night.
And we ended up booking 3 shows with her, which is great, in February. And then we ended up making our way back to those 2 places too at the end of the night, because it was just such a cool vibe in there.
Cigar Bar is so much fun. The owner's great, and like the vibe is great. It's just rock and roll and good beers and
Coral,
good cigars.
Coral Reef is like a karaoke, so they have karaoke like every single night. I think it's like a late night thing that they do.
Yeah, it goes like 9 to 2
8 till 2 a.m. or something.
They have live music from like 4 to 7, and then from like 8 till 2 in the morning it's karaoke.
So we were in there, and
it was all I could do to stay up.
Josh was like, let's sign up for karaoke. I'm like, I almost did it, but I'm like, we're supposed to play here professionally like in a month, so maybe we shouldn't get up there after how many beers we had. But I thought it was funny because we were like, you know, when you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna get up and sing karaoke, what song do you sing? So Josh's go-to is
Rocky Mountain Way,
Joe Walsh.
Yeah. And
then I don't know, I think I've sang karaoke like once or twice, and I know one of the times I sang like a Tragically Hip song, which I don't think would go over really well here
Absolutely not.
And the other time, it was when we were at the McGregor Tavern there, La Roca, and we sang, Josh and I both got up and sang Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears, which was epic, but there's like this huge long, like, 20 bar break,
instrumental break.
Which we forgot about, so we were just
awkward on
standing
stage.
there for like a long time. But this time I was like, what can I sing? What can I sing? And I was looking through my phone. I have a playlist of songs that's titled Songs That Get Me Jacked. And the first song was Cake, Going the Distance.
Another weird one for...
Super weird. But I was like, what if I just
crouched.
got up and sang this? I feel like people in here would be like, what's happening?
But the song's so good that you'd have no choice but to dance to it.
Or people would be like, yeah, because it's something different. Because everyone was singing like, ma'am, I feel like a woman. Yeah. Or what was the one?
Somebody got up and sang Whitney Houston.
Yes.
It was awesome. Oh, Hit Me With Your Best Shot was great.
All of them epic, like, you know.
I think we got a clip of Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to blur her face because she didn't agree to be on the internet, but we'll see if we get that.
We'll put a little flag over her face.
Yeah, okay. So now I'm just thinking this off the top of my head. Let's do celebrity outings.
Ooh.
Spaceship edition.
Okay.
Welcome back to Celebrity Outings.
So you have to take one out to lunch, punch one in the face, or make out with one. Okay?
Okay.
So you have to start with Elon Musk.
Of course.
Okay. And then the next one is Tom Hanks.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is...
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, and then the next one is... what's his name? I got a mind blank. We do this off the cuff, folks. The guy from Star Trek. Not Lubitsch, but Shatner.
The Enterprise has just discovered a strange new planet.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm going to say already.
Okay, so...
Because I've said this before.
Okay, so you have to make out with one, punch one in the face, or take one out to lunch. Elon Musk, Shatner, or Tom Hanks.
I don't really want to make out with any of them, but here we go. William Shatner, I'm going to punch you out. I don't know why. I've always said I'm going to punch William Shatner in the face. He's my first person I ever think of, and I don't even know why. Number 2, we're going to take Elon out to lunch because I feel like I have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm going to make out with Tom Hanks because I don't want to make out with the other 2.
I guess he seems like he'd be nice, like he'd be a gentleman about it.
For sure.
You know, like he wouldn't be like trying to cop a feel or anything.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I don't know if you like have to worry about that from the other two. Like we're not saying that you would. Maybe Shatner, just because of the age. You know, the 50s. It was a different time. You'd be like,
I don't know what it is. You know how there's just some people that just like rub you the wrong way.
Rub you the wrong
exactly.
way.
Right, men, this is a dangerous mission, and it's likely one of us will be killed.
Yeah, that's my terrible Shatner.
And I don't want to make out with Elon because I feel like he might like transform me into an alien or something.
Interesting. Just by the touch of his lips.
Yes. And
God,
I really don't want to make out with Shatner. And
oh my God.
So I think lunch with Elon. You know,
I think lunch with Elon would be good. Like he's got a lot of different companies on the go. I got a bunch of questions
I got
as
a
well
lot of questions
about the Neuralink thing,
the AI stuff, and
terrifying
and space stuff. And I got a lot of questions.
Punch
for him.
Shatner in the face.
I don't know. And whenever this question comes up a lot, like if you had to punch out, I don't know. We talked about it at like Christmas with my family or something.
Think so. And you just instantly think of Shatner like before anybody even says anything. It's kind of ridiculous.
I don't know why. I guess I do. I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Well,
that's all I have to say.
There's not much you can do about that.
I love this celebrity outings. It was
it's fun.
Surprise.
We weren't planning on doing it, but it was like in the back of my mind. I'm like, I think we should do it just because we're at SpaceX right now. It's
Elon could be like having lunch right now,
totally right there. You could be out to lunch with him.
We drove past the little there's like a little section where there's like tables and food trucks, like a little food court, but with food trucks. And like a bar and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder if it's open to the public. We can go." And maybe Elon's just sitting right there having a taco.
Sir,
sir, I have
Would you
questions.
mind if I sat down and asked you a few questions?
Yeah, I don't think he's doing
I
it.
don't think so too. Do you think he's got security? Like just like personal team security all the time?
These are some of the questions.
Right? I think so too. I don't think, is William Shatner alive?
I think so.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. He was
How-
like
Do
100.
you guys know? Tell us in the comments.
Tell us in the comments if you think, if you know, sorry, not if you think.
If you think.
If you know that William Shatner's alive,
I think I just
I-
saw him on a commercial.
he may, I have a few circulating.
Reruns?
Yeah. Oh man, that's so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna cheers you again to 2024. I hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday.
Yeah.
Um,
And also just thanks again for tuning in to Van in the Van podcast and for watching and sharing and commenting and telling us what you guys think about our hot topics. And we really appreciate you guys chiming in.
yeah. Well, cheers to that. I feel as though
Cheers to
there's
that.
one more ridiculous thing that I guess we need to talk about.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's just the fact that you're allowed to rent golf carts on New Year's on South Padre, and these golf carts do 40 miles an hour. And everybody's got them, and they're going everywhere. And I'm driving super slow, and we're on like side roads because I didn't want to take like the main road, and we're just going super slow. And the guy, remember that dude, like just laid on his horn and like gave us the one of these.
Some people aren't okay with
I'm
the
like,
golf
dude,
carts
it's New
on the
Year's
road.
Eve. I'm doing 10 miles an hour. I'm on the side of the road. Like, would you just, people gotta relax.
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
know. There's always those people out there.
But you know what you say? You say thank you.
They say hi.
Thank you for being upset, and thank you for cutting me off, and thank you for driving and texting, and just thank you for all that.
Yeah,
Because what you gotta do is you gotta be non-confrontational.
and that's our time.
There's our time limit, everybody.
It's 2:22.
Stay non-confrontational out there, and enjoy 2024.
And we'll see you guys next week. See you Sunday.
Go Tex.